I cheated on my wife with her sister. I know the title sounds bad, but I need to get this off my chest. Me, 35M, and my wife, 34, were childhood sweethearts. We did everything together, and she was the love of my life. I proposed to her when I was 20. I thought it was the right time, so did she. When I was 26 and she was 25, we had our daughter. We were so happy, she was the one thing our life was missing. We were such a happy family. Then a few months after the birth of our first child, she gave birth to our son. Editor's note, he meant she got pregnant again a few months later. Again, we were so happy, now we had our little family of 4. Before anyone asks why we had kids so young, after high school I got my degree in accounting. Then I went to work for my dad. My dad's company is big, I was able to make a lot of money, and yes, when we got married we agreed to sign a premarital agreement. We went on dates very often, and our bedroom life was amazing. I showered her and our kids with gifts and flowers 3 times a week. We had a big house. I was able to hear her dream life. We would always talk about a lot when we were teens. I thought we were happy, yet she still cheated on me. I found out she had a hookup app. When I confronted her about it, she didn't deny it. She said I was always absent and she didn't have a way to be fulfilled. I wanted to leave, but didn't for my kids even though my pain was too much to even look at her. We went to counseling and we did okay for a while, but one day maybe 2 months later, she said she was hooking up with guys every night. She even had a few guys over at the house, and in our bed, in the house I paid for. My kids were now at this point 8 and 7. We knew divorce would be hard on them since they loved us both so much. I didn't want them to have a tainted image of her. Through my grief and pain I stayed, but I moved her into the guest bedroom. You're probably wondering where her sister, 30F, comes in. Well, throughout all this, she was my rock. My family wouldn't have understood my pain. My wife's family always favored her, because her sister was the mistake baby. I still loved her, but I didn't know she made her sister's life hell. My wife was barely home when she moved into the guest bedroom. Now our kids barely saw their mom. Whenever they spoke to her she was either rude, cold or ignored them. When she came home she would get something to eat, drink and go to her room and stay there. So my sister's wife was there for our kids. She would be at the house a lot. She picked up my kids and did things with them. She was also home when my wife was home, but didn't care. After 2 years of this, my kids started to call her mom. She didn't want them to if they didn't want to, but they wanted to, which made me happy. They had only spoken a handful of times to their mom. By now they were used to it and so was I. Me and my wife's sisters would spend a lot of time together and I loved it, so did she. Now this leads me to the current situation. So I had booked a trip to Fiji for me, my wife, and kids. My wife's sister wanted us to try and fix things, which I tried to do for the first year, but I stopped trying since she wasn't. So I went to my wife and told her about it. She just yelled at me and told me to F off and that she wasn't coming, and I kid you not, referred to her own kids as, those little shits. This sounds like she knew about our kids calling their auntie mom. If she did know she would have thrown a fit. She said they weren't hers anymore and it was a mistake to even have them. This threw me off but I did not persist. So I asked my wife's sister and told her what happened. She said yes and we arrived last week. It's been amazing. Me, my wife's sister and my kids have had a blast. They love her and this makes me so happy knowing they have a mother figure throughout all the drama of the past 3 years. So this